Hi, we are the Mulondos, and today is World Population Day. The theme this year is how to safeguard the health and rights of women and girls now and putting the brakes on COVID-19. And so we're going to have a discussion on overpopulation and the role of the family unit in controlling overpopulation.
You know that what
that meme.
That GIF. Laughs in HD.
So, Brad, there's this proverb that the Baganda have. So, I'm an allure.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and say the proverb. I really hope I don't murder the proverb. But it says, apparently, it says, Omwana, tabulwa, kyakulya.
Which food?
In which economy?
This food? No. Omwana najja kubula ekyokulya.
Reminds me of the conversations that my mom would have with us when we would say that we've stopped at Blake and Bianca, and she would be like, but God will provide.
When
me.
The children belong to God. I said, excuse me, madam.
They belong to us.
They belong to Mr. Mulondo and Mrs. Mulondo.
We are the ones paying school fees.
When Brian, why are you doing if you have a Zoom?
We have to control this population.
Yes. But you know what? Back in the day, these proverbs were easy to just dish out because everyone had a garden, everyone loved farming. There were few people. Clearly, you could just the government will take care of people. But these days, you suffer locally with your child.
Mr. Murray, do you remember that the government those days used to find jobs for people?
Yes.
No, they would call you.
Yeah.
Now who calls you?
Yeah.
After campus.
In fact, I am reminded of the conversation that your father saying that he was chilling in Nairobi.
Oh, yeah.
And they called him.
Yeah.
But these days we have to line up for admission. Kati ongambo anti omwana tabula kyakulya. Omwana abula. We have to pay to be admitted to schools.
Right.
So don't tell me that, man.
It's not the same.
But also, many children around the world are still being married off.
Yes.
Families are even facilitating that.
Yeah.
Because omwana abuliddwa ekyokulya, food and house. Wano wetutuuse tugenda kufa. So you cannot tell me that.
Yeah.
And don't forget, Manuela, every time you travel, abaana babuliddwa ekyokulya. They are at the airport lining up.
Yes, at the passport office.
Wait, true story. Like on my last trip, like one of my several trips. But
meanwhile, Mr. Mulondos, if you had 6 children, you would not go on those trips.
The most I would travel would go to my village to ask my jaja to help. But on my last trips, you know, the girls are at the airport, right?
Yeah.
When they've gone through immigration, they are waiting. So while some of us, you go and buy a Red Bull of 12K. Meanwhile, Red Bull wa bei bana. How do you sell Red Bull at 12K? Anyway, I couldn't help but notice 2 girls who were clearly, they looked so disconnected from the world, you guys. They looked like fetwaze Kampala nekati tugenze kunyonyi.
Yeah,
do you understand?
Away, yeah.
Yes, so I bought a meal for them. Meanwhile, my flight were leaving earlier than them.
Yeah.
Yes, I think they go on chartered planes.
Yeah.
So I just bought a meal for the 2 of them. And I have a feeling it's the only meal
that they were going to have.
Yes.
Until they arrived.
And the most I could do for them was to tell them, girls, you've been hearing the stories in the papers. If you've watched TV, you know what happens. May God be with you. Yeah?
Yeah.
So ogambo otya nti omwana tabulwa mmere. nga clearly there's a crisis on our hands.
Yeah.
But you Manuela, you work with children, yeah? You profit from overpopulation.
Oh my God. That's so true.
That's so true.
That's
right?
very true.
We are busy looking for the food for the Omwana. So you decide to take care of the kids. What are some of the challenges that you've noticed the girl child is facing?
So I feel that most times where it comes to the girl child, many times they're not in control of the decision of having a child. A good majority, these children have come by mistake. They're mostly determined by the man. It's not usually their decision. Even if they wanted to protect themselves from having a child, that decision does not rest on them.
Yeah.
The majority of them have to get money for contraception. The majority of them have to get permission. The majority of them, you know what I mean? So that decision on whether or not to have a child, and yet they're the ones holding the child, is not on them.
Yeah.
And then the way their bodies are, they're so young. You know, like our population, the average age for giving birth is 20. But there are girls younger that are giving birth, and their body autonomy doesn't even allow them to have these children.
Yeah.
But they are having the children.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I also feel that because of the fact that they are women, they can't make that, like, they are the ones who have to, I can't beg you to have a child for us. Even if I really want to, even if I went and fasted and prayed, Mr. Mulondo, you can't carry that child. So I am the one that has to carry that child. And with every child, I keep saying, you lose a year of your life, a year or two of your life. So these ladies, women are giving birth and they're losing, quote unquote, their lives. But let's not even forget the high mortality rates of moms.
Absolutely.
At the point of giving, yes, the government has worked, yes, everything, but the truth is our lives are at stake. We say that when you go to give birth, you've gone to war.
Yes.
It's real war.
That's why we tell you, kulika baby.
Kulika baby, you know what I mean? So,
and then we add in vampi tata kankati onyambie nkuze, as if I've been there.
Right? So I feel that those are the major challenges that we face as the girl child. I do think that things have become easier now with even self-inject contraception.
Yeah.
So you can do the contraception at home, at the convenience of your home and your location. You know, that's pretty cool. But now that we're talking about contraception, what do you feel is the role of the family in putting a brakes on diseases like COVID-19, which are really heightened by overpopulation?
I think less is more. Less is more.
Yeah.
And this is why the less the number of children, the less the spread.
Yeah.
Yeah. The less the number of people, the easier to manage.
Yeah.
Right? But some of us, we are so many, we are all crammed out in one small house, and when someone brings back that disease, all about me here in COVID-19, every time I came back home, oh, you guys,
Brian, you gave us all the variants of COVID-19. We received all of them, from Omicron to...
But now I am double vaccinated.
Oh, yes, you are.
And I'm Kawa.
And yet we were what?
Tenterhooks, man. It was tenterhooks. So
Yeah.
I think you're able to control. If you are even less, you can regroup quickly and then find a way to sort it out.
But do you honestly feel like everything we've talked about would help us have a healthy population?
Absolutely, Manuela.
Yeah.
And that's because we are all interdependent, and continuously working on ourselves will help us, right? Each one, reach one. Yeah, it's that simple.
Quick slogan.
Yeah,
You
each
threw
one,
it in
reach
there.
one. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if we do that well, I think we're able to save not just ourselves, but our neighbors.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. And like you've so rightfully said, each one of us has a role in a growing population. One of the ways that we can control overpopulation is by using the self-inject contraceptive. If you would like to find out more, tap the link below.
And that's all we had for you today, guys. I hope you've learned something, as all of us have a role to play in controlling populations. From the Mulondos, happy World Population Day. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.